So what have I got in store for you today? Well, another 75 mixed general knowledge quiz questions. I think you can get 60 correct answers. That seems to be around the average score these days. Let's see how you do. Best of luck, here we go. In the cartoons, who is trying to catch the Roadrunner? Count Duckula, Dick Dastardly, or Wile E. Coyote? That is Wile E. Coyote. Which director is currently making the Odyssey movie? Christopher Nolan, James Cameron, or Steven Spielberg? And I'm really looking forward to that one coming out. The answer is Christopher Nolan. The March Hare is a character in which classic novel? Treasure Island, Peter Pan, or Alice's Adventures in Wonderland? That's from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. What did the Romans call our moon? Selene, Gaia, or Luna? The answer, Luna. Which territory did the UK hand over in 1997? Gibraltar, Hong Kong, or St. Lucia? The answer is Hong Kong. Which famous group has a tribute act called Born Again? ABBA, the Beatles, or Queen? The answer there is ABBA. By land area, what is the largest country in Africa? Is it South Africa, Sudan, or Algeria? It is Algeria. Captain Jean-Luc Picard is a fictional character in which sci-fi franchise? Star Wars, Star Trek, or Battlestar Galactica? And he's in Star Trek. De Beers is a company associated with which product? Diamonds, clothing, or computers? The answer, diamonds. Which is awarded by Columbia University, New York City? Emmy Awards, Pulitzer Prizes, or Academy Awards? The answer, Pulitzer Prizes. Which game involves pulling blocks out of a wooden tower? Is that Jenga, Uno, or Yahtzee? That is Jenga. Which capital city has a name meaning three cities in Greek? Tripoli, Baghdad, or Damascus? And hopefully you worked that one out. The answer is Tripoli. The Australian coat of arms features a kangaroo and which other animal? Koala, emu, or platypus? The answer, an emu. The name of which animal translates into earth pig in English? Armadillo, pangolin, or aardvark? That is aardvark. In the movie with Cruella de Vil, what breed of dog are Perdita and Pongo? Dalmatian, German Shepherd, or Labrador? And they are Dalmatians from 101 Dalmatians. Panama, cloche, and Breton are styles of which item of clothing? Hat, shoe, or jacket? And they are all hats. What is the Latin term used to describe the greatest work of an artist, composer, or writer? Bona fide, acta non verba, or magnum opus? That is magnum opus. What is the first event in a modern decathlon? 100 meters, pole vault, or discus throw? The answer, the 100 meters. Which city is the capital of the United Arab Emirates? Is it Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, or Dubai? It is Abu Dhabi. Which group released the 1994 album Parklife? Was that Pulp, Blur or Oasis? That was Blur. Swahili is an official language of which of these African countries? Botswana, Egypt or Kenya? The answer, Kenya. The Smithsonian Institution and its museums are in which US city? Chicago, Washington DC or Los Angeles? The answer, Washington DC. What is the most abundant mineral found in the human body? Is it iron, zinc or calcium? It is calcium. Sun-kissed skin so hot will melt your popsicle is from a song by which singer? Lady Gaga, Katy Perry or Kelly Clarkson? And that's from California Girls by Katy Perry. What is the second book of the Bible's Old Testament? Is it Ruth, Exodus or Genesis? It is Exodus. Which Hindu deity has the head of an elephant? Brahma, Ganesha or Lakshmi? And I apologise to any of my Hindu fans if I pronounced those incorrectly. The correct answer is Ganesha. Thumper is a rabbit in which Disney movie? Bambi, The Lion King or Snow White? The answer is Bambi. In the 1970s, Idi Amin was the dictator of which African country? Algeria, Nigeria or Uganda? The answer is Uganda. Do women have an Adam's apple? Yes or no? The answer is yes. What are the keys on a traditional xylophone made from? Rosewood, brass or steel? The answer, rosewood. Which disease is caused by a vitamin D deficiency? Is that rickets, scurvy or anemia? It is rickets. Which world capital city is the closest to the equator? Manila, Cairo or Quito? The answer is Quito. In a standard game of Trivial Pursuit, what colour are the history questions? Brown, yellow or green? They are yellow. The large mosque called Hagia Sophia is in which city? Istanbul, Tel Aviv or Beirut? It's in Istanbul. Renee Zellweger plays which London-based character in a movie series with Hugh Grant? Vanessa Bloom, Claire Fraser or Bridget Jones? She plays Bridget Jones. Flora, Fauna and Merryweather are fairies in which Disney film? Moana, Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty? And they are in Sleeping Beauty. In Norse mythology, who rode an 8-legged horse? Thor, Odin or Loki? That was ridden by Odin. Which author died leaving The Mystery of Edwin Drood unfinished? Agatha Christie, Oscar Wilde or Charles Dickens? That was Charles Dickens. Pop duo Savage Garden were from which country? Canada, Australia or Ireland? They were from Australia. Which legendary character had a sword called Excalibur? King Arthur, Alexander the Great, or Robin Hood? That was King Arthur. Morrissey was the lead singer of which 80s group? The Cure, The Clash, or The Smiths? And the answer is The Smiths. Valletta is the capital city of which island country? Moldova, Cyprus, or Malta? And one of them's not even an island. The correct answer is Malta. What is the largest state in Australia? Is it Victoria, Tasmania, or Western Australia? It is Western Australia. Jason Voorhees is the villain in which series of horror movies? Halloween, Friday the 13th, or A Nightmare on Elm Street? He's from Friday the 13th. Which watch manufacturer has a famous model called the Oyster Perpetual? Rolex, Tag Heuer, or Tissot? The answer is Rolex. Is there ever winter at the equator? Yes or no? The answer? No, there's not. What is the only letter in Scrabble worth 5 points? K, Q, or J? The answer is K. Which group had a hit with Bittersweet Symphony? The Verve, Massive Attack, or the Red Hot Chili Peppers? That was by The Verve. In the Peanuts cartoons, what was the name of the small yellow bird? Was it Woodstock, Hedwig, or Tweety? And it was Woodstock. Which English author wrote the Jeeves and Wooster novels? Agatha Christie, P.G. Wodehouse, or Robert Louis Stevenson? That's by P.G. Wodehouse. Whitney Houston was married to which singer between 1992 and 2007? Bobby Brown, Usher, or R. Kelly? And she was married to Bobby Brown. The 1982 Falklands War was fought between the United Kingdom and which country? Chile, Argentina, or Uruguay? The answer, Argentina. Which novelty dance was popularised in a Chubby Checker hit? The chicken dance, the shimmy, or the twist? The answer, the twist. What is the correct name for a tight bandage placed around a limb to stop bleeding? Is that a cannula, tourniquet, or band-aid? That is a tourniquet. In Morse code, what letter is represented by 3 dashes? A, Z, or O? The answer, O. Isla Nublar is the location of which fictional park? Jurassic Park, Big Sky National Park, or Jellystone Park? The answer, Jurassic Park. Which English author wrote The Day of the Jackal? Frederick Forsyth, Dan Brown, or John le Carré? The answer is Frederick Forsyth. Where might you kneel on a small cushion called a hassock? In church, at the doctor's, or in the pub? The answer is in church. Which precious metal is associated with a 50th anniversary? Silver, platinum, or gold? And 50th is gold. Apart from Nobel Prizes, what is Alfred Nobel famous for? Steam engines, dynamite, or radio development? The answer, dynamite. What is the only letter of the alphabet which does not appear in the names of any US state? Q, X, or J? The answer is Q. A Study in Scarlet was the first book featuring which famous character? James Bond, Sherlock Holmes, or Hercule Poirot? The answer, Sherlock Holmes. Which gemstone is also known as blue corundum? Topaz, diamond, or sapphire? The answer, sapphire. What is the name of the penguin villain in the Wallace and Gromit movies? Feathers McGraw, Wings McTavish, or Beaky McCloud? The answer is Feathers McGraw. How many major volcanic islands make up Hawaii? 8, 28, or 18? And there are 8. What does the Latin word tempus mean in English? Place, time, or home? And it means time. Sancho Panza was the companion of which famous literary character? Captain Hook, Huckleberry Finn, or Don Quixote? The answer is Don Quixote. How many black keys are on a piano? 36, 56, or 46? And there are 36. Marvin the Paranoid Android is a character in which sci-fi book series? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Dune, or Foundation? And he's from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Abel Tasman, who discovered Tasmania, was from which European country? Norway, Denmark, or Netherlands? The answer, Netherlands. With which group did singer Brian Ferry start his career? Roxy Music, The Police, or Fleetwood Mac? The answer is Roxy Music. Cordwainer is an old term for someone who makes which objects? Barrels, hats, or shoes? The correct choice there is shoes. The music industry in which country gives out the annual Juno Awards? Canada, Ireland, or Australia? They're from Canada. Prokofiev composed a ballet based on which Shakespeare play? Macbeth, Hamlet, or Romeo and Juliet? The answer, Romeo and Juliet. How many counters does each player start with in a game of backgammon? 15, 20, or 40? The answer is 15. Okay, so is 60 correct answers a good challenge? Do you think that's about the right level? Let me know in the comments down below. As usual, thanks for watching, and I think you'll really enjoy this quiz video. Go check it out.